All right, buckle up, everybody, because we are diving deep into your March 2025 astrological forecast. We're talking sign by sign, no holds barred, get ready for it kind of stuff. And let me tell you, March is looking pretty intense across the board.
Yeah, what's really standing out to me in this report is the level of detail. We're not talking about those vague sun sign horoscopes, This is about specific planetary movements and how they're going to hit you personally. So, shall we jump right in?
Let's do it. And I think we got to start with Aries because the report is calling March a breakthrough or breakdown month for them. I mean, that's pretty dramatic right off the bat.
It is, but when you see what Venus retrograde in Aries is doing for most of the month, it starts to make sense. Self-worth issues, relationship tests. It's like the universe is saying, Aries, try to confront where you're settling or repeating those old patterns.
And it gets even more interesting. In that first week of March, the report's saying something from your past might pop up, bringing up some uncomfortable emotions. It's like a choice point, right? Let go and move on or hold on and suffer.
Exactly. It's about making a conscious choice. Step into that new chapter. And then we've got the sun moving into Aries on March 20th, the spring equinox. Rebirth, new beginnings. But to be reborn, something's got to die, right? That's the challenge for Aries.
Okay, so breakthrough or breakdown, I'm getting it. But what about love? What's March looking like for Aries relationships?
The report keeps saying, face the facts, Aries. Are you holding on to something that's not serving you anymore? If you're in a relationship, that foundation is being tested. Strong ones transform, but if it's not meant to be, well, March might bring that difficult ending.
And for those single Aries out there, seems like the message is pretty clear. Stop chasing what brains you. Enough is enough. March is about taking stock. Are your relationships really good for you? That's the question.
Absolutely. And just to add fuel to the fire, we have Lilith moving into Scorpio on March 28th, right into Aries' 8th house. That's intimacy, shared resources, the deep stuff, power struggles, hidden emotions coming up. Honesty is going to be crucial.
Okay, wow. So big relationship stuff on the horizon for Aries. But what about work and money? The report calls March a financial crossroads for them.
Yeah, it's decision time. If you've been a reckless Aries, a wake-up call is coming. But if you've been waiting for the right moment to take a risk, March might be it. Go for it.
There was this one thing that caught my eye, though. The report's talking about networking as a secret weapon for Aries in March. It even says someone in their circle might have a key to a big opportunity.
I love that. It speaks to a power of connections, right? You never know where your next big break is going to come from. But yeah, Aries, be smart about who you align yourself with.
Okay, got to ask about the eclipses before we move on to Taurus. Everyone's talking about them, so how do they play into Aries March?
Well, eclipses are big for everyone this month, like catalysts, right? Shaking things up, revealing hidden truths. For Aries, that total lunar eclipse in Virgo on March 14th, that's hitting their 6th house. Work, health, daily routines. Time to get real about self-care, Aries.
And then we've got the new moon and partial solar eclipse in Aries on March 29th. That one sounds like a biggie.
Oh, it is. First house of self-identity, brand new personal cycle, time to set intentions, Aries, embrace those new beginnings. This eclipse is about stepping into the most authentic version of yourself.
Wow, March is going to be a lot for Aries. But hey, sounds like there's some serious growth potential there too.
Absolutely. It's about taking responsibility, facing those shadows, and owning your power.
So much to unpack there. All right, now let's move on to Taurus. Everyone knows Taurus loves stability. But this report is saying March is going to force their hand big time.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? The sun moves into Taurus's 12th house on March 20th. That's the house of hidden things, subconscious stuff, endings. Taurus, you might have to confront some uncomfortable truths about yourself, your past. It's coming up.
The report even says some doors are closing, whether Taurus likes it or not. Time to let go of that dead weight, Relationships, old beliefs, bad habits. Aw, things are going to feel really, really suffocating.
It all ties into those eclipses, too. The lunar eclipse on March 14th, that's fallen right into Taurus's 5th house. Love, creativity, self-expression. Expect a big emotional revelation. Taurus, it's time to let go of what's not bringing you joy. Seriously.
And whoa, the report does not hold back when it comes to Taurus's relationships. If your love life's been more fantasy than reality, March is going to rip that Band-Aid off.
Yeah, Lilith's moving into Taurus's 7th house of partnerships on March 28th. Confrontations, power struggles, addressing imbalances. It's time for honesty and some serious boundary setting.
Speaking of honesty, the report has some tough love for Taurus when it comes to career and money. It basically says, you've been playing it too safe, time to take a risk.
Pluto in Aquarius, 10th house of career Taurus. You're being pushed to step out of that comfort zone. Embrace your ambition. The old wise just ain't gonna cut it anymore.
Wait, there's this detail I gotta share. It says, an acquaintance might drop a hint that changes Taurus's financial trajectory. Like, pay attention, Taurus, because a secret opportunity might pop up. How wild is that?
I love that. Sometimes abundance comes from the most unexpected places, right? Be open, Taurus, be open.
Okay, career shifts, surprise financial opportunities. What about Taurus's mental and physical health? What's March got in store there?
Well, the report's saying you've been carrying too much, Taurus. Stress, emotional baggage, mental fatigue. It's catching up. Time to prioritize rest and reflection seriously.
It even goes so far as to say, if you don't choose rest, your body will choose it for you. That's a pretty strong message.
It is, and it's true. You can't ignore your well-being without consequences. We got Mars in Cancer, Taurus's third house of communication and thoughts, mental pressure, restlessness, trouble focusing.
Right, right. And of course, got to touch on those eclipses again. We talked about the lunar eclipse on March 14th, but what about the new moon and partial solar eclipse on March 29th?
For Taurus, that one's fallen in their 12th house, adds another layer to all that introspection, letting go, facing those hidden truths. Big time for clearing out the past and making space for new beginnings.
Wow. March for Taurus. Intense. Transformative. Wake-up calls galore.
Yep, face reality, let go of what's no longer serving you, and step into that more authentic, empowered you. That's the theme.
Lots to think about there, Taurus. All right, now we got to talk about Gemini because it looks like March is the month they just can't avoid reality anymore. The report's telling them to buckle up and make some choices, especially when it comes to career and money.
Yeah, and with Mercury retrograde in Aries, and that's their ruling planet, things could get messy. This is happening in their 11th house, by the way. So social networks, long-term goals, expect miscommunications, delays, maybe even having to rethink your whole plan.
And the report does not sugarcoat it. It straight up says, choose a direction, Gemini, or the universe will choose for you, and you won't like it. Even calls out that tendency to avoid tough decisions. March is done with the games.
It's funny how these astrological influences line up with personality traits, isn't it? But it's good because it's like, now you're aware. You can make a different choice.
Exactly. So what about love for Gemini? Any clarity coming in March?
Clarity's coming, but maybe not the kind you want. The report's saying someone in your life isn't being real with you, or maybe you're the one pretending everything's fine when it's not.
Ooh, even suggests that if you're in a relationship, something has to change, Gemini. Either fix it or watch it crumble. Make or break time.
Venus retrograde starts in that 11th house and then moves back into Gemini's 10th house of career. So definitely thinking about how your relationships impact your public image, your long-term goals. What do you really want, Gemini? That's the question.
Honesty time. The report calls out Gemini for their career and money approach, too. Says that whole fake it till you make it thing ain't gonna fly anymore.
Yeah, Pluto in Aquarius, 9th house time to face those past mistakes, Gemini, and make a real plan. Take responsibility, build a solid foundation. It's time.
Remember that financial shakeup we talked about earlier? Well, it's coming for you, Gemini, so get ready to handle it.
For sure. And with Mars in Cancer, that's their second house of finances and self-worth. We could see some financial stress, impulse spending, just general frustration around money. Get organized, Gemini. Make a plan.
Okay, so love, work, money, big decisions, potential challenges. How are those eclipses playing into all this for Gemini?
That total lunar eclipse on March 14th, that's hitting their 4th house. Home, family, emotional foundations. Something's got to shift there, Gemini. Time to face those issues you've been avoiding and create some stability.
Right, and we have the new moon and partial solar eclipse on March 29th. That falls in Gemini's 11th house, right?
It does. Get ready for your social circle to get shaken up. Long-term goals, aspirations, time to reassess those friendships, let go of what's not serving you, and start a new chapter with some clear intention.
Wow. Intense month for a lot of folks. Reality checks, big decisions, embracing change.
It's not about avoiding the tough stuff, though, right? It's about seeing the opportunity in all of it.
So true. Before we dive into Cancer's forecast, is there any sign that's standing out to you as having a particularly rough or maybe even like super transformative March?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, every sign's got its own unique challenges and opportunities, but I'd say Cancer, Leo, and Virgo are all at major turning points. Cancer especially, it's about letting go of the past and stepping into their power, especially in their careers.
Ooh, interesting. Let's get into it then. The report for Cancer is pretty blunt. Stop clinging to the past. It's time. March demands you step into your power, especially at work.
And look at this. The sun moves into Aries, Cancer's 10th house of career, on March 20th. Take on more responsibility, shine a light on those talents, make a real impact, Cancer.
It also mentions Cancer's beliefs and expectations getting challenged right in that first week of March. What they thought was certain might not be so certain anymore. Like, adapt quickly to a major shift in mindset, direction, opportunity. It's all happening.
Jupiter's in Gemini, Cancer's 12th house of hidden things and endings, letting go of old ways of thinking, opening up to the unexpected. Trust your gut, Cancer. Let something bigger guide you.
Ooh, little hint of relationship dramas for Cancer, too. Someone in their circle might not be so honest.
Right, and we've got Lilith moving into their 5th house of love and self-expression on March 28th. Intense romance, but also power struggles, jealousy, boundary issues. Ooh.
And if you're single, Cancer, be careful. Avoid those half-hearted connections. Seems like a theme this month, right? Get real or get out.
Absolutely. Venus retrograde in Aries, their 10th house, then moving back into Pisces, their 9th. Cancer, what do you truly value in a partner? Time to define that.
Okay, so love's getting shaken up, career's getting a push. What about Cancer's money situation?
Career and finances are under review, big time. Step up, take ownership, get serious about those goals.
It even says that reckless spending will bite you in the butt, and those missed opportunities won't wait around forever.
Pluto and Aquarius, their 8th house of transformation and shared resources, could be some big financial shifts, investments, debts, any agreements you're in. Pay attention, Cancer.
Right. And eclipses. Got to talk about them. What are they doing for Cancer this month?
That total lunar eclipse on March 14th is landed in Cancer's 3rd house. Communication, short trips, siblings. A major conversation is coming, Cancer. Maybe a breakthrough, maybe a need to reassess your immediate environment.
And the new moon, partial solar eclipse on the 29th. 10th house for Cancer, right?
Right. Career and public image, front and center. This is big. Job change, promotion, recognition, maybe even a whole new direction. Step into your authority, Cancer. Make your mark.
Wow. A lot on their plate, but a lot of potential for success, too. Before we move to Leo, got to ask about Cancer's health. What's the report saying?
Straight up, you've been neglecting your well-being, Cancer. March is going to make you pay attention. Balance, rest, self-care. That's the prescription.
Even warns about burnout, stress overload, maybe even an emotional outburst if they don't listen to their body. Yikes.
Mercury retrograde in their 10th house, Mars in Cancer, their 1st house of self. Miscommunications, frustration, feeling pulled in too many directions, boundaries, Cancer, boundaries. Otherwise, you're going to get overwhelmed. It's like March is saying, hey, Cancer, what do you really need? Time to figure that out. It's a time for self-care, creating a lifestyle that supports you.
Makes you wonder what happens if they don't listen, though. Like, what if they ignore those warnings? The report kind of hints at some rough stuff.
Oh, yeah, it does. Burnout, stress overload. I mean, an emotional outburst could really set you back, Cancer. Think about it.
Definitely something to avoid. All right, let's move on to Leo, because March is throwing some major curveballs at their need for control, like big time.
Yeah, the report's pretty blunt about it. That first week of March, comfort zone, gone. It even says the past is coming back to haunt them, no escaping it.
Ooh, and get this. Secrets, depths, emotional baggage, all that stuff surface in Leo. Time to take responsibility. No more hiding.
Well, with Saturn and Neptune hanging out in Pisces, and that's Leo's 8th house, shared resources, intimacy, transformation. Yeah, they're facing their shadow self. Deal with those karmic patterns. Not easy, but necessary.
As if that wasn't enough, their whole belief system's getting tested in that second week of March. Values, relationships, life direction, everything's up for grabs.
Makes sense with the sun moving into Aries on March 20th, though. That's Leo's 9th house, higher learning, expansion, travel, new philosophies, spiritual practices, broken free from those old, limiting beliefs. It's all on the table.
The report also drops this truth bomb on Leo. Denial is not an option. Makes you wonder what kind of truth they're going to have to face.
Could be anything, really. Relationship realization, financial wake-up call. Maybe they got to rethink their career path. And with Uranus and Taurus, their 10th house of career, things could get unpredictable at work, too. Unexpected changes, shakeups. Buckle up, Leo.
Okay, so big changes, potential for chaos. What about love? Any good news there for Leo?
There is, but it might be a little bumpy. Something's shifting in those close relationships. Someone's loyalty is being tested. Time to figure out who you can really trust.
And if you're single, Leo, the report says stop chasing those distractions. March is going to help you see who's genuine and who's wasting your precious time.
With Venus retrograde first in Aries, their 9th house, then back into Pisces, their 8th. Intensity, passion, and a demand for honesty. That's the vibe for love.
The report's pretty straight up about Leo's career and finances, too. It basically says either you've been making smart choices or you've been coasting, and March is going to show you the results. No more hiding.
Yeah, and that total lunar eclipse on March 14th, right in Leo's 2nd house, money, self-worth, values. Big financial revelation coming in, or maybe they got to reevaluate those spending habits. Time to get serious about security, Leo.
And it keeps saying, stop expecting things to just work out. Take control. Put in the effort.
Oh yeah, and with Pluto and Aquarius, their seventh house of partnerships, power struggles are a definite possibility. Maybe you got to renegotiate some collaborations, set some boundaries.
Eclipses. Got to talk about how they're hitting Leo this month.
We talked about that lunar eclipse on the 14th, but there's also the new moon and partial solar eclipse on the 29th. For Leo, that's fallen in their ninth house. Expansion, belief systems, higher learning. Time to break free from those limiting beliefs, Leo. A whole new chapter of growth is starting.
Wow. March is demanding a lot from Leo. Letting go of control. Exactly their strong suit.
True, true. But sometimes this kind of cosmic pressure is a good thing, right? It's making them face those areas where they're holding themselves back. Time to be adaptable, resilient. It's a growth opportunity.
Definitely. A lot to think about. Okay, let's shift gears to Virgo. The reports call in March a moment of truth for them. Stop making excuses for people who don't deserve it, Virgo.
Time to put those analytical skills to good use. The sun moving into Aries, Virgo's H house of shared resources, intimacy, and transformation. Any imbalances in those relationships, personal or professional, they're going to come to light.
It even says the truth about Virgo's relationships and their finances coming out, ready or not. No more escaping reality.
Exactly. Venus retrograde in Aries, their 8th house, then back into Pisces, their 7th. Boundaries, Virgo, boundaries. Reevaluate those relationships. Figure out what you're really willing to put up with.
Oh, and their career and financial responsibilities, those are shifting too. Time to step up, take on a more leadership-oriented role.
It's amazing how this stuff lines up with what's happening in the real world, right? Jupiter's in Gemini, Virgo's 10th house of career. Expansion, recognition, maybe even a chance to step into a position of authority. The potential is there.
But there's also a warning. Avoid those risky financial moves, Virgo, and if you've been spending a little too freely, time to rein it in. Solid advice, honestly.
Totally. Mars is in Cancer, their 11th house of social networks and friends. Could be some tension there, maybe even some conflicts that spill over into their career or finances. Watch out for that.
Okay, so finances, boundaries, career shifts. What about those eclipses? How are they affecting Virgo this month?
The total lunar eclipse on March 14th, that's landing right in Virgo's first house. Self-identity, personality, this is a big I one, deeply personal, transformative. Let go of those old patterns, Virgo. Embrace the real you.
And that new moon, partial solar eclipse on March 29th. 8th house again for Virgo, right?
Right. Transformation, shared resources, intimacy. Things could get intense. Sudden changes, upheavals in finances or relationships. Maybe even a shift in how they approach power and control. Time to release what's no longer serving you, Virgo.
Okay, so big changes and some serious soul searching for Virgo this month. All right, let's talk about Libra because the report is saying they can't avoid making decisions any longer. Love, career, health. March is demanding they choose a path.
It all makes sense when you see the sun moving into Aries, Libra's 7th house of partnerships, on March 20th. Relationships are front and center, Libra. No more avoiding those conflicts or imbalances. Time to address them head on.
And the report's super clear about this. Set those boundaries, Libra, or face the consequences. Not messing around.
Saturn and Neptune are hanging out in Pisces, Libra's 6th house of work, health, daily routines. They're reassessing their responsibilities, trying to build a more sustainable and fulfilling lifestyle. It's a process.
Okay, so priorities in relationships and at work. What about love specifically? Any clarity coming for Libra there?
Clarity's coming, but it might be uncomfortable. Something's shifting fast in those relationships. The truth is going to come out whether they're ready for it or not.
Ooh, even says if Libra's been in denial about someone's true intentions, March is going to make them face it. That's got to sting.
Truth hurts sometimes, but it's ultimately for the best. Venus retrograde in Aries, their 7th house, then back into Pisces, their 6th. Libra, what do you need in the relationship? Time to get real about that.
The report's also saying Libra's career and financial stability are getting tested this month. Like, really put to the test.
Well, with Jupiter and Gemini, their 9th house of expansion and higher learning, opportunities for growth and advancement are definitely there. But Libra might have to step outside that comfort zone, embrace some new perspectives.
And watch those finances, Libra. The report's warning against reckless spending, saying financial awareness is key right now.
For sure. Mars is in Cancer, their 10th house of career. Unexpected expenses, maybe some challenges from authority figures, or just a need to rethink those long-term financial goals. It's all possible.
Okay, so relationships, career, money, lots for Libra to think about. And the eclipses, how do they play into all this?
That total lunar eclipse on March 14th is fallen into Libra's 12th house, hidden things, endings, spirituality, deep emotional realizations, maybe a need for some alone time, or even a spiritual awakening. Who knows?
And the new moon and partial solar eclipse on the 29th. 7th house for Libra, right?
You got it. Relationships are taking center stage. New beginnings, redefine existing partnerships, maybe even a sudden ending. Big changes come in Libra's personal life.
So much going on for Libra in March, new chapters, big decisions. It's It's a lot.
It is, but it's all about embracing change, setting those boundaries, and taking care of themselves. That's the key.
Before we jump into Scorpio, the report says Libra needs to watch their health this month. Any more info on that?
Yeah, it's important. Mercury retrograde in Aries, their 7th house. Mars in Cancer, their 10th. They might be pushing themselves too hard, neglecting their needs. Burnout, stress-related illnesses, even accidents are a risk.
It's like they're so busy juggling everything else that their health gets put on the back burner.
Exactly. March is saying, slow down, Libra, find some balance. Your body will thank you.
Okay, Libra, take a deep breath, prioritize yourself. Now, Scorpio, get ready because March is coming in hot. The report's using some strong words. Wake-up call, truth, decisions, even consequences.
Yeah, no doubt March is going to be intense for Scorpio. And, those words, they really reflect the energy of what's happening astrologically. Like the sun moving into Aries on March 20th. That's Scorpio's 6th house, work, health, daily routines, structure, discipline, practical stuff. That's the focus.
It even says Scorpio's comfort zone is about to get ripped apart and that it's the best thing that could happen to them. Sounds a little dramatic, but then again, that's kind of Scorpio style, right?
Right. It's dramatic, but there's truth to it. Scorpio thrives on intensity, transformation. And with Pluto, their ruling planet in Aquarius, that's their 4th house, home, family, emotional foundations. Big interchanges happening, and that's going to show up in their external world too.
Okay, so big changes coming for Scorpio, internally and externally. What about relationships? The report hints at some potential betrayals. Hidden truths coming to light. Is that what you're seeing too?
Oh yeah, definitely possible. Lilith's moving into Scorpio's 1st house on March 28th. That's their house of self-identity. Lilith's all about that shadow energy, rebellion, power struggles, certain their independence. Things could get messy in those relationships.
And if you're single, Scorpio, what's the love forecast looking like?
Well, the report says someone from the past might reappear, but don't get too excited. It's more of a test than a second chance. Plus, you've got Venus retrograde, first in Aries, their 6th house, then back to Pisces, their 5th, that's love, romance, all that. Reevaluating past relationships, breaking old patterns. It's a theme.
Sounds like Scorpio need to be careful about who they let back in. Okay, let's talk career and money. The reports say in March is a broken point for Scorpio in those areas, like make or break time.
Definitely a crossroads moment. Step up, prove your worth, or risk losing out on opportunities. Jupiter's in Gemini, their 8th house of shared resources, investments, big financial shifts happening.
So what should Scorpio be focused on when it comes to career and money this month? What's the game plan?
Be strategic, Scorpio. Make those smart investments. Don't take unnecessary risks. This is not the time to gamble.
Solid advice. Now eclipses. How are they going to impact Scorpio? Fill us in.
That total lunar eclipse on March 14th, that's fallen in Scorpio's 11th house. Social networks, friendships, long-term goals. Friendships might get tested, maybe got to reevaluate those connections, or even those big dreams for the future. Things are going to shift.
And the new moon partial solar eclipse on March 29th, where's that one landed?
6th house for Scorpio, so work, health, daily routines, time for those healthy habits, Scorpio. Get organized, create a more fulfilling daily life. This is your chance.
So much to process, Scorpio. Intense transformation, growth, but got to be careful, mindful. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's about embracing those changes, facing those shadows, ultimately becoming the most empowered, authentic version of yourself. That's the journey.
Powerful stuff. Before we move to Sagittarius, the report has a pretty serious health warning for Scorpio. Stress is going to wreck you if you let it.
That's not something to take lightly. Mars in Cancer, their 9th house of expansion, travel, higher learning. Scorpio might be restless, burnt out, physically and mentally exhausted.
It even mentions travel, which is kind of interesting. Not usually what you think of when you think of stress, right?
True, but maybe they're looking for escape, adventure, anything to avoid dealing with that inner stuff. Or maybe they're just overdoing it, work trips, too much on their plate, lead into that exhaustion.
Okay, well, hopefully Scorpio will prioritize their well-being, find some healthy ways to manage that stress. Now, Sagittarius, the report's got a simple message. Stop running from reality.
Right. The sun's moving into Aries, Sagittarius' 5th house, on March 20th. That's love, romance, creativity, self-expression. Time to embrace that playful side, Sagittarius. Step into the spotlight.
And if you've been ignoring that emotional baggage, Sagittarius, it's coming up. Avoiding responsibility in your relationships. Expect some tension.
Definitely. Jupiter's in Gemini, their 7th house of partnerships, growth and expansion there. But you got to be honest. Got to be willing to compromise.
Relationships are front and center for Sagittarius this month, got it? What about work and money? What's the forecast looking like?
Career crossroads, Sagittarius. Step up, embrace those new opportunities, or get stuck.
It even says if they've been thinking about a career change, March might force their hand. Now or never.
Yeah, Saturn's in Pisces, their fourth house, could be feeling stuck, restricted in their current path, wanting more freedom, autonomy.
Maybe March is the time to take that leap of faith, pursue their passions. What about money, though? Any advice there?
Avoid those risky gambles, Sagittarius. Think long term. Mars is in Cancer, their eighth house of shared resources and investments. Unexpected expenses could pop up. Got to be smart about those finances.
Good advice for all of us, really. Okay, got to ask about those eclipses again. What are they doing for Sagittarius this month?
That total lunar eclipse on March 14th, that's in Sagittarius's 10th house career, public image. Time to step up as a leader, get recognized for your hard work, maybe even make a big career shift.
And the new moon, partial solar eclipse on the 29th?
Fifth house, baby. Passion, creativity, self-expression. Embrace that playful energy, take some creative risks, let yourself shine.
Sounds like March could be full of exciting possibilities for Sagittarius. But there is a health warning in the report, right? Can't forget about that.
True. Pay attention to your health, Sagittarius. Mercury retrograde in Aries, their fifth house. Mars in Cancer, their eighth. Accidents, injuries, pushing yourself too hard could lead to some health issues.
Even says their energies could be up and down, but listen to their body to avoid burnout. Good advice for everyone, but especially Sagittarius this month.
For sure. And with Neptune in Pisces, their fourth house, might be tempted to withdraw, escape through unhealthy habits. Got to find those healthy ways to cope.
Okay, Sagittarius, find those outlets. Take care of yourself. Now, Capricorn, March is a wake-up call. Time to break those cycles. Take control. That's the message.
And look at the transits. It makes sense. The sun's moving into Aries, Capricorn's fourth house on March 20th. Home, family, emotional foundations. They're craving security, stability.
It even says their foundation is shifting right in that first week of March. Home, family, financial security. That's where their focus is.
Pluto's in Aquarius, their second house of money and self-worth. Could be a total transformation in how they relate to finances, how they value themselves.
Big changes to their personal life. Got it. What about their mindset, though? Is the report seeing any shifts there?
Big time. Second week of March, Capricorn's mindset is changing rapidly, seeing things clearly, no more illusions or self-doubt, probably thanks to Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, their third house. That's communication, thoughts.
So it's not just the outer world, it's their inner world, too. Everything's getting an upgrade.
Exactly. Time to release those limiting beliefs, embrace new perspectives. Speak your truth, Capricorn.
All right, so lots of growth, transformation. What about love for Capricorn? Any insights there?
The truth is coming out in those relationships, and some tough decisions might have to be made. Venus retrograde in Aries, their fourth house, then back to Pisces, their third. Communication, honesty, dealing with those unresolved issues. That's the theme.
What about single Capricorns? What should they be looking out for in March?
Be careful, Capricorn. Anyone who seems too good to be true probably is. Lilith's moving into Scorpio, their 11th house friends, social networks. Could be some drama, even betrayal. Choose your friends wisely.
Always good advice. Now, career and finances. The report's really emphasizing building something real, something lasting for Capricorn.
Definitely. Jupiter's in Gemini, their sixth house of work and health. Opportunities for growth are there, but they got to step up, take on responsibility, get organized.
Put in the work, Capricorn. Time to get serious about those goals. All right, eclipses. What are they up to this month for Capricorn?
That total lunar eclipse on March 14th, ninth house for Capricorn, higher learning, expansion, travel, time to expand your horizons, embrace new ideas, maybe even take a trip that inspires you.
And the new moon, partial solar eclipse on the 29th. Where's that one landed?
Fourth house, home, family, emotional foundations. Could be a move, a renovation, changes in the family dynamic, or even just a deep emotional release. Create a more supportive, nurturing home environment. That's the goal.
Wow, Capricorn's got a busy month ahead. Transitions, growth, building a solid future. It's a lot.
It is. Stability, finding their voice, stepping into their power. That's what it's all about.
Important stuff. Before we move to Aquarius, the report has a health warning for Capricorn, too. Mental and physical health need attention. Stress is building. What do you think?
Definitely something to be aware of. Mercury retrograde in Aries, their fourth house. Mars in Cancer, their seventh. Arguments, conflicts, feeling pulled in too many directions, it takes a toll.
It even says those old wounds, those unresolved emotions might come up. Self-care is crucial. Got to find healthy ways to deal with those feelings.
It all comes back to balance, doesn't it? Creating a lifestyle that supports your well-being, mind, body, and spirit.
So important. Okay, Aquarius, you're up. The report's calling March a game changer. Level up or lose out. That's the vibe.
Aquarius loves a good challenge, and this month's energy definitely plays into their strengths. Innovation, independence. The sun's moving into Aries on March 20th. That's their third house, communication, community, sharing those unique ideas.
It even says, stop playing small, Aquarius. Own your value, your voice, your vision.
Love that. And Uranus, their ruling planet, is in Taurus, their fourth house home, family, emotional foundations. Things could get shaken up there, unexpected changes, disruptions. Time to redefine what security and stability really mean.
Big changes, a push to step into their power. What about Aquarius's relationships? Any insights there?
Oh yeah, relationships are under the microscope in March. Who's really there for you, Aquarius, and who's just using you? Time to figure that out.
Even says if they've been stuck in those superficial connections, the truth's going to come out. No more hiding.
Venus retrograde in Aries, their third house, then back to Pisces, their second. That's money, self-worth. It's about knowing your worth in those relationships, Aquarius, and being willing to walk away from anything that doesn't align with your values.
Sounds like some tough decisions might have to be made. What about work and money? Is that level up or lose out energy playing out there too?
Definitely. Jupiter's in Gemini, Aquarius is fifth house glove, creativity, self-expression, big career opportunities if they're willing to take risks, embrace their creativity.
It even says if they've been waiting for the right time to start something new, this is it. Go for it, Aquarius.
Yeah, and with Mars in Cancer, their sixth house of work and health, they've got the energy, the drive to make it happen. But got to be careful, right? Avoid that burnout. Don't neglect your well-being.
Career opportunities, but got to find that balance. And eclipses, how are they impacting Aquarius this month?
Total lunar eclipse on March 14th. That's hitting Aquarius's eighth house, shared resources, intimacy, transformation. Release that emotional baggage, Aquarius. Face those shadows. Transform your relationship with power and control. Deep stuff.
Deep indeed. And the new moon, partial solar eclipse on the 29th. Where's that one landed?
Third house. Communication, self-expression, community. It's time to share those ideas, speak your truth, make a difference in the world.
Wow, March is looking like a powerful month for Aquarius. Transformation, growth, stepping into their full potential. It's a lot.
It is. It's about owning their individuality, speaking their truth, and creating a life that reflects their values.
Love it. Before we wrap things up with Pisces, the report mentions Aquarius needs to take care of their mental and physical health this month. What are your thoughts on that?
Really important. Mercury retrograde in Aries, their third house, Mars in Cancer, their sixth. Mental burnout, anxiety, even physical exhaustion are all possible. Got to be careful.
The report even says your mind is your greatest weapon, but also your greatest enemy. Stop overthinking it, Aquarius, and take action.
So true. And Saturn and Neptune are in Pisces, their second house. Could be worried about money, security, which just adds to the stress and anxiety.
Hopefully, Aquarius will find healthy ways to manage that mental energy and take care of themselves. Okay, last but not least, Pisces. The report says everything shifts for them this month. Choose a direction, face those issues you've been avoiding, step into your power. Big stuff.
It all makes sense with the astrological transits. The sun's moving into Aries, Pisces, second house money, self-worth, values. Build a solid foundation, Pisces. Know your worth?
It even says, stop hiding, Pisces. This is your time to shine. What do you think that means for them? What's that shift going to look like?
It's about embracing their true selves, stepping into the spotlight. They've been through a lot. And now it's their time to claim their power, create the life they deserve. Jupiter's in Gemini, their fourth house home, family, emotional foundations. Maybe they improve their living situation, create a more nurturing home environment, connect more deeply with family.
Home and family are definitely a focus this month. What about love? Any clarity coming in for Pisces?
Oh yeah, but it might come with some tough lessons. Their personal life is getting real, Pisces. Honesty is unavoidable.
Ooh, the report even says if a relationship's been built on illusions, those cracks are going to show. That's got to hurt.
Neptune, their ruling planet, is in Pisces, their first house. They're feeling extra sensitive, intuitive. Got to set those boundaries in relationships. Avoid getting swept up in other people's dramas.
The report's pretty straight up about career and finances, too. No more ignoring reality, Pisces. It's time.
Yep, Saturn's in Pisces, their first house. Take responsibility for your choices, get structured, get disciplined about work and money.
And there's a silver lining. New financial opportunities are coming, but only if they take action.
Absolutely. Mars is in Cancer, their fifth house, passion, creativity, drive. They can make those dreams happen. Just got to be mindful, right? No impulse spending, no risky financial moves.
Career opportunities, but got to be smart about it. Okay, last question. Eclipses. How are they going to shake things up for Pisces?
The total lunar eclipse on March 14th falls in their seventh house partnerships. Big time for transforming relationships, let go of what's not serving you, create a more balanced, fulfilling dynamic. It's a chance for a fresh start.
And that new moon, partial solar eclipse on March 29th, where's that one landed?
Second house, money, self-worth, values. Reassess those financial goals, Pisces. Create a budget, build a more secure future. It's all possible.
Wow. March is looking like a powerful month for Pisces. Step into their power, embrace their true selves, create a life that's aligned with their soul. It's beautiful.
It is. Find your voice, set those boundaries, and shine your light. That's the message.
I love it. All right, before we wrap up our deep dive into March 2025, the report has a health reminder for Pisces too. Stop ignoring those signs, Pisces. Your emotions are affecting your physical health more than you realize.
So true. Mercury retrograde in their second house, Mars in Cancer, their fifth. Could be overindulgent, emotional eating, maybe even some addictive tendencies. Gotta be mindful of that.
And it even says cutting out toxic influences will instantly improve their well-being. Good advice for us all, honestly.
Couldn't agree more. Surround yourself with good people, positive energy, create a space where you can thrive.
Well, it sounds like March 2025 is going to be a wild ride for all of us. So many changes, challenges, opportunities for growth. Thanks for breaking it all down for us. It's been enlightening.
My pleasure. Always happy to talk about the stars.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this astrological journey. We hope you feel informed, prepared to navigate the energy of March 2025. Until next time, take care and remember, you have the power to create the life you want.